Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing, and today's episode is going to be on the inside low kick. It's a really tricky strike to throw because a lot of times it doesn't do as much damage as we think, and it's really easy to block. So the importance of a good inside low kick is setting it up really well. Also, I'm going to give you 3 different ways you can throw it. You can throw it without a pivot, with a pivot, or a step out. I'll explain that down the video. But you also want to make sure you follow up something with it. It's a good time when you hit someone's inside low kick, you can see that moment where they square up their shoulders. And when they square up their shoulders, that's where you want to capitalize on that. Before we get into any of the setups or finishes off of an inside low kick, it's important to know that there's 3 different ways you can throw it. The first one, which is the quickest, which will have the least amount of power, is one where you just throw it from the plant position. So from here, I'm just gonna lift it up and bring my hip over to get the power. So it's really quick and it's really fast. You can also use it as a sweep, especially if they're kicking or something. You can, boom, quickly knock off balance your opponent. The second one, which will have the second most amount of power, is the step off. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna step off and use that as a spring to come across and to get that inside leg. So I step out and I drive through. Step out, drive through. Now the one that's gonna have the most power is your classic switch. So from here, I could switch off and get most power. It's a little bit slower, but the benefit is you're gonna do more damage on the front leg. Okay, so some of the good setups that you can use for the inside low kick. I like to use my jab quick because it's quick, easy, and then I can drive my rear down. So what I like to do when I'm setting this inside low kick up is when I hit the inside leg, you can see I'm really linear here. I'm really hard to hit down my center line. But when I hit that inside low kick, there's that moment where my shoulders square up, and that's when you want to drive your straight punches, or especially that rear straight down the middle. Okay, so I'll use my jab to blind the hands or my straight punches. From here, boom, I kick off that inside leg. All right, boom, boom, inside leg. Now, you can do it with the right hand in, that's more of your classic combination style, or the lead hand. Now, some of the follow-ups I like to throw, the classic one is I can go double left kick. I can go inside and then go to the body right away. So again, set up, blinding the eyes, hit off the center line, boom, I crack the body again. So set up, centered, boom. Remember, when I'm doing this, I could play. I can go no pivot, I can step out, or I could pivot, right? Change up the way you throw them. Now, the finish now is gonna come again from a rear straight, or a nice one is a nice rear uppercut. So I could touch, here, play, switch off, boom, straight down the middle. Or quickly, if I'm inside, quickly touch in and get my uppercut. One more time, hit the inside, boom, uppercut. Boom, inside. Or when you're good, if you have full rules Muay Thai, you can come into and throw your elbow. Boom, step in. All right, so those are your different setups and different finishes to your inside low kick. The one thing you need to remember though when going for an inside low kick is that it's really easy for the opponent to block. All they really have to do is turn in. That's how they stop my low kick, boom, right? And it could really hurt that way. So that's where you gotta be really tricky and use your straight punches to be able to set it up. The inside low kick can be a tricky weapon to land, especially depending on your opponent's stance. If your opponent's stance has their toes pointing forward, it's a little bit easier to hit the inside low kick. But some fighters like to stand bladed, so which means they're a little bit more sideways, but that causes the knee to turn in, so you do hit the foot a lot of times. So that's why it's really important to set up your inside low kicks with straight punches. Mask the eyes, blind them, take the inside. And remember, there's that moment where they stay squared up. That's where you want to drive your straight punches down the middle, or that uppercut or that elbow. Okay? Mix it up, especially off good low kicks. Change levels with it. Use kicks, use your knees, use your elbows, explore different options.